You're locked in to the hottest station on the planet.
Resistance is futile. The revolution has begun.
You're listening to Rebelpreneur Radio, helping you break the rules and build the business you need for the life you want. And now, broadcasting his pirate signal
from somewhere beyond the status quo,
here's your host, best-selling author, marketing and media strategist, Ralph Brogden.
Hello and welcome to Rebelpreneur Radio. It's the show that helps you build the business you need so you can live the life you want. I'm Ralph Brogden. We talk about mindset because mindset is so important to the entrepreneur, the solopreneur, and the rebelpreneur. You have to have the right mindset, the mindset of success. But how does that manifest? The proper mindset manifests not just in the things that you think, but in the words that you speak. And today's guest is going to show you that when you change your language, you can change your life. I'm speaking with Diane Forster. She is a badass businesswoman, entrepreneur, TV host, podcaster, coach, and keynote speaker whose work and message focuses on living the I have today way. She helps people reinvent their lives with powerful processes that create rapid, positive changes. Her clients call her the Dream Come True Maker. And Diane, it's a real pleasure to have you on Rebelpreneur Radio. Welcome.
Thank you, Ralph. I'm so happy to be here. Excited for our conversation today.
I am as well. Tell us how you came to be called the Dream Come True Maker. What is your story?
Well, my story is I was like a lot of people out there. I was working in corporate America, and in a career, I worked in the advertising industry and then the television sales industry, and I was making a really nice living doing it, but it wasn't filling my passion and my purpose. And so that was going on the business side. And then my personal journey was I was in a very unhappy, unhealthy marriage as well. And that was a secret that I kept hidden to the outside world and just didn't let anyone know that was going on. And so I was really living, inauthentically. So where the packaging and the outside of my life looked really, really good, what was going on internally was a very different story. And I had a breaking moment. And in June of 2011, I attempted suicide. And it wasn't anything that was premeditated. It was just, a breaking moment. And what I experienced in the bathroom that night was what I call a God moment. And the pills that were in my hand got knocked out of my hand. And a voice screamed in my ear, "You are not ending your life this way, Diane. You need to go get help so that you can tell your story and you can help others." And I just threw my hands in the air and I said, "Well, you need to show me the way because I don't know how. I don't know what to do." And what happened is it set me down this path of seeking help. I got the help and I started healing in this really profound way because I started delving into personal development and spiritual awakening started to happen. And I started to really fall in love with myself unconditionally. And so things started shifting for me, and I started developing these processes that worked for me and helped me in any given moment get back into alignment, get back focused to the present moment, which is, we can talk about what I have today way is, and really start to be living in, intentionally in that, in an empowered state. And so 2 years after my bathroom moment, I woke up with a poem in my head called I Have Today. And when I finished writing it, and I had been writing so much and creating so much during this healing process, when I looked down at that poem, I thought, this is way more than a poem. This is a movement. This is what God was talking about in the bathroom 2 years ago. I'm supposed to help others who don't know their self-worth discover their true divinity, power, and purpose. Because if I was living in this quiet hell, how many other millions of people are living this way too? And
That's right.
So the idea of I Have Today was born. And so what it meant is I had to do a complete reinvention of my life. I had to change everything and walk away from everything that I knew. So I made a bold decision My twins' last day of high school was my last day in corporate America. And I walked away from my career at ABC with no net. I sold my house, all my belongings. I got my twins off to college, and I moved from Chicago to San Diego. And my mantra was, I just want to see where this goes. And it has been nothing short of extraordinary. Stepping over that line of fear into faith and trust that I was going to be okay has opened so many magical doors. And what I learned is so many processes along the way. And now I help other people go from what I call living sort of a ho-hum existence into an extraordinary life. And how to do that. And what they're saying to me is, you are this miracle queen and this dream come true maker, because I work with people and I don't put any limits on them. I say, just give it to me. Tell me what you want. I'm the genie in the bottle, but no judgment, no ceiling. If you could have your life be anything you want it to be, what would you want that to be? And then I help them to create that. So that's why they call me that, because no one's ever given them that permission before.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's very powerful.
Happen for them. Mm-hmm.
So you made your dream come true, and in fact, you make a bold statement on your website at dianeforster.com. It says, if you're not jumping out of bed every day, excited about your life, you're missing it. Right? Yes.
So true.
Tell us about your way of working with people, and how do you take that movement, I have today way, and make that a reality for people? How does that work?
Well, how it works is, first we, address the biggest problem. The biggest issue that people come to me with, what I've noticed, is two things. They're filled with limiting beliefs and negative thinking. They're so mired down in what is going on in the subconscious mind. So without getting too technical and going off, one way, if we had more time, I would go into it. But here's what's happening. Your mind is, think of it as an oval, and that top 5%, is your conscious thinking. Well, the 95% is what's going on in the subconscious. And the subconscious, for lack of a better term, is strictly a hard drive. Its role is to collect data. So imagine having a computer that's never had a software update, however old you are, you're 40, 50, 60, whatever age you are. Imagine how slow and sick that would run. Yeah. Well, that's what's happening, right? So 95% of the thoughts we're thinking today are the same thoughts we thought yesterday. Got that from Joe Dispenza. And so you want to make the changes in your life, but you can't. It's simply not your fault. You're trying to do it from a conscious level, and what's happening is going on in the subconscious.
I really love that analogy, because it's like someone who is trying to download the latest app to their iPhone, but they're using iOS beta version from like 10, 12, 15 years ago.
Exactly. Or 5 updates ago.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. So if you're not updating the software, what I affectionately call what's going on in there is the dandelions. And so if you don't get rid of the dandelions, they're just going to keep growing and multiplying. Okay, so how would you take care of a field of dandelions? You wouldn't pluck them out one at a time. There's just no way. You would put really good weed killer on there. You would nurture it with fertilizer. You would water it. You would mow it. And then they go away quickly, as you know. In a week to 2 weeks, right? They're gone. And then the healthy grass is coming up, or whatever else you've planted there, right? So I call it going from dandelions to, a bed of roses, because change does not have to take long. Change happens in a moment, the moment you decide to make the change. Then it's being committed to that change, which keeps it happening. So that's the problem. The solution is, in the I Have Today way, is a couple of processes. I teach the 3-step process, which is love it, thank it, bring it. And if you break that down, love it stands for loving your life no matter what's happened to you in your entire life, like you're alive. And what a gift this is with the 400 trillion to 1 odd of you being here, you're a miracle. So it's all been there to teach you something. And Thank It is about living in gratitude and appreciation for where you are right now, no matter what your life looks like. If you stay in a state of gratitude for all the big and the little things, that expands and it grows. And it allows the space to open up for the bring it phase. And bring it is the power piece. And that's how you create your future and stay forward facing. So how are you showing up in your life? How are you showing up with your health, with your relationships, with your mindset, with your career, all of those things? So that's the process. And then how we get rid of those dandelions is what I do with all my clients, which is what I call a rapid mindset shift. And what I do is through a consultation, it's sort of like the rocket ship taking off on the launch pad, like going off quickly. And the shifts can happen really, really quickly if you do this process. And so the rapid mindset shift takes a look at everything that's ever happened to you in your entire life. We look at everything once. We go through your past once. And then I create what I call is a mantra meditation for you. And all you have to do is listen to this. And it's 5 to 10 minutes every day. And it does the rewiring in the subconscious for you. It gets rid of those dandelions and starts putting in roses instead. And all of a sudden, you start feeling better. You start dreaming bigger. You start getting more excited about your life. You start living more fearlessly because you're not carrying around those limiting beliefs and that negative self-talk anymore. It's really fantastic the way it works.
I really love that.
And it started for me. Yeah, and it started for me in 2017, and it started with a client I was working with, and she was experiencing a lot of trauma. She had a bad fall. She had a broken bone in her arm in 2 places. She was the primary breadwinner in her house. She was also launching and opening up a new store. She had a lot of things going on in her life, and her diagnosis was she was going to be out for months and require 2 surgeries. And I knew that this languaging would work because it worked for me so well. And it was the missing piece in my manifestation process. So I thought, how can I help her? And I got the download on how to do it. And so I went in my head, and I came up and sort of channeled this information, and I sent it to her. And I said, just listen to this. If you can, listen to it at least once a day. Twice is better. 3 would be amazing. First thing in the morning, at night, whenever. And she did it. And she went to the doctor a week later, and he said, I have no idea what you're doing, but your bone is healing beautifully. She did not require any surgery, and she was back to work in 3 weeks.
Wow.
So I thought, wow, I'm really onto something. And so I started doing it for my other clients, and just miracle after miracle after miracle started happening for them.
I love that.
And so it is the flagship thing that I do. It is the launching pad that I do with all of my clients, and it's the Kickstarter. And from there, we go on to coach, whether it's just that program, or we do a 90-day or a 6-month or a year-long, or whatever it is, that's the Kickstarter for it. And it really shifts things. I can't even tell you. I have so many testimonials of the magic that's happened for people because of it. And then it got me doing my series that you talked about. Changing your language will change your life. And so while so many people focus on manifesting and why doesn't the law of attraction work for me? And they're doing so many things right. They're doing the visualizations, and they're doing the affirmations, and they're creating the vision boards. But if they're not speaking about their life all day, every day in this way, that's what happens, because the law of attraction is instantaneously. You will be opening and shutting the door to what I call the portal of abundance all day. You'll be opening it and then closing it, and then opening it and then closing it. And you stay stuck where you are. And it's because of what's happening in the 95% of the subconscious.
Very, very fascinating. I love what you're doing here. The distinction that you made, because self-talk is not a new concept. I've heard it described before. And I've experienced self-talk and self-hypnosis programs. that are general. What is really exciting about what you do, Diane, is it's customized based on the individual person that you're working with.
Yeah.
So you're really you're zooming right into where the problem is and creating massive shifts very, very quickly in people.
It's amazing. I mean, I feel so blessed to be able to do this the way that I do this for them. And you just said it, you hit the nail on the head. There are so many amazing resources out there, but because this is so focused on the individual, it's, it's their name, it's their loved ones, it's their unique story and pain from the past. It's their goals, dreams, and desires. And even if they don't know what they want quite yet, I help pull it out of them. And they tell me all the time, you put things in that mantra I didn't even tell you about. And it's just because I got it. I got the download and I received it. And so it opens them up, and then magic they get 3 job offers in a week, or the love of their life walks into their life, or they get a raise, or that, jerk of a boss all of a sudden gets transferred to a new department, or like all of a sudden they have a better relationship with their mother-in-law, and on and on. They share these stories with me, and I just love it. And so, this is kind of my secret sauce on how I work with individuals to really catapult their success. So
I really love, also, I love the fact that you're getting their story all at once. And it's not every week, let's go back and rehash and revisit all of these painful things. In your approach, it's just, okay, let's just get it all out all at once. And then you've got the raw data you need to make that customized meditation, and you can ship that out to them, get them, once, twice, or 3 times a day, pulling up the dandelions and planting that bed of roses. I really love that approach. It's very unique. I don't know that I've heard anyone talk about that before. And so that's a real breakthrough. You've got a lot going on. You are a speaker, a coach, you are a podcaster, and you probably have a lot of other things going on that I don't even know about. What are you working on right now that's got you really excited?
Well, if anyone is interested in learning more about that, I'm going to give you a free sample, and we could talk about this at the end, of a money mantra. That's a generic one that's powerful. So you can get an idea of the flavor of what this could potentially do for you. Think of that like 1,000-fold. So that's, something that I'm excited to offer. And what I'm really excited about right now is I have put together a group coaching mastermind program for women called the Have It All Life. And this is what I discovered, and it's not to negate or discount men. I do work with men privately too, but I wanted to do this for women. And what it does is it's an ongoing year-long program where women who are they're stuck in a rut. They're overwhelmed. They're stressed out. Some of the things in life are going well, but they just can't figure out those other things. And they want the support of someone like me who's at the helm leading the way, but also the community to help, lift each other up as well. So I'm very, very excited about that. And that will help really, for me personally, help as many people as I can and really leverage my time doing it. Because like you said, I am really busy doing a lot of things. So I'm super excited about that.
Excellent.
So, I can share a link for a free video training if anyone is interested in finding out about that too.
Yeah, what's the best way for people to reach out to you to find out more about that and about the free money mantra?
Okay. Well, let's do the free money mantra first. That you can find at DianeForster.com. I'm going to spell it. It's DianeForster.com/money mantra.
Excellent.
Okay, DianeForster.com, money mantra. So that is your freebie. And then if you want to learn, interested in acquiring the more information about the Have It All Life program and get my free video training, that is at myhaveitalllife.com. And it's going to be so much value in both of those.
Excellent. Well, that's incredible. I hope that this is useful to our listeners who are struggling with these things. Give this a shot. Check this out. We'll have the link up on the Rebelpreneur website as well, dianeforster.com/money mantra. And, I can't read my own writing here, Diane.
Have it all life.
Have it all.
My have it all life.
MyHaveItAllLife.com.
MyHaveItAllLife.com. Yes.
MyHaveItAllLife.com. That's why we put the things on the website too. For
I know.
I jot down things and then I can't read my writing.
I know.
Perfect. Well, this has really been a fun conversation. It opens up new avenues of possibility that we can change our life by changing our language. And you have really shared some valuable insights with us, but I got to ask if you have any final thoughts or words of wisdom that you'd like to leave us with.
Oh, I would love to. Well, like I said, most of what's happening is happening on a subconscious level. So it's not really your fault, but it is up to you to make change. And so I always say to people, procrastination happens when you hesitate and think, and progress happens when you decide and do. So if you feel something like that pull in your heart area or your gut area, listen to that. It's your first mind, because your head is going to go into logic, scarcity mind thinking, fear. And so I always tell people it's never a money or a time issue. It's always a mindset issue. So go with that heart, go with your gut, and wake up every day excited about your life, because if you're not, it's time to make a change.
Excellent. Words of wisdom from Diane Forster. She is a badass businesswoman, an entrepreneur, TV host, podcaster, coach, and keynote speaker whose work and message focuses on living the I Have Today way. She helps people reinvent their lives with powerful processes that create rapid, positive changes. You can find out more at DianeForster.com. Diane, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today on Rebelpreneur Radio. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Ralph. It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You've been listening to Rebelpreneur Radio with Ralph Brogden. Download the show notes and much more at Rebelpreneur.com.